This is what waiting for a COVID-19 test looks like in China's capital, Beijing. Tens of thousands are now waiting to be tested across the city as Beijing now braces for a second wave of the virus.
So I'm just in the queue for the testing for COVID-19. As you can see at these two stations, and I think the test will be quick, but the queue is long and there are loads of people. And when I was talking to a person who works here, he said basically there used to be like probably 10 to 12 people per day. Now it's hundreds, so it's 400 or 500 since this so-called second outbreak.
So, after an hour or so waiting, it was time for the test. So that was the testing done. They did a throat swab, which is a little bit uncomfortable actually. They're really deep inside. I think trying to get the right amount of saliva, I guess. But yeah, that was quite simple actually, less than 10-15 seconds, and yeah, quietly done and quickly done. So I was able to basically book the test online through WeChat and paid around $37, £30. Apparently it will take about 24 hours to get the test results back through online, so I don't need to come back here again to get the test results. In Beijing alone, there are more than 30 of these testing sites headed up by private institutions in collaboration with the local government. This has increased access to testing on top of what hospitals already offer.
Two people sitting on a desk, and they've got like a makeshift tent. They're basically put in this area in the middle of two buildings, I guess, in the courtyard. And currently they are taking all the swab samples and tidying them up and putting them in a box with unique identification numbers, and then taking them away for examination, I guess. So the setup is actually quite simple.
And testing like this is now crucial for Beijing. In the space of just 5 days, the capital city has confirmed more than 100 cases, and that number is growing. For now, Beijing is ramping up testing to see whether another strict lockdown is needed. So I got my test results back today and it's negative, which is a big relief for sure. But I did have to wait for 72 hours and it was supposed to be 24 hours. But when I spoke to the people at the institution that did the test, they did explain that they had to do 20,000 tests that day across 4 different locations in Beijing, and this was the reason for the delay. And as for me testing negative, this means that I can go back to work whilst taking the precautionary measures, which I think is quite important to highlight. And I think the same can go for everyone else who are wanting to take the test and get back to work, albeit cautiously. So for more on this and more on what's happening in Beijing and China, stay tuned with China Matters.